Food insecurity around the world has got worse for the fifth consecutive year. That's according to the global report on food crises. It says growing conflicts are one of the main drivers of hunger for hundreds of millions of people. Colin Baker looks at the countries most affected.
The agencies that monitor food insecurity are sounding the alarm. It's not only climate change, but the rapid spread of conflicts around the world that's causing widespread hunger. The global report on food crises shows that last year, nearly 282 million people faced acute food insecurity. That means their lives are in danger because they don't have enough to eat. 700,000 people in 5 countries or territories are on the brink of famine, catastrophic hunger, and almost all of them are in Gaza. The Strip's entire population of 2.3 million people is now classified as food insecure. That means they regularly don't have enough to eat. The report also finds that years of fighting in the Democratic Republic of Congo have made it the country with the most food insecure people. That's nearly 26 million. And in Sudan, a year of conflict on top of those that were already ongoing has left more than 20 million people facing a hunger crisis. A surge in gang violence in Haiti has left half of the population without enough to eat in just a few months. Forced displacement and hunger go hand in hand, and more than 90 million people are either displaced within their own country's borders or have fled as refugees and asylum seekers, and many are due to hunger.
We have 2 correspondents covering the story. Ahmed Idris is standing by for us in Lagos. But first, let's go to Khartoum to Hiba Morgan. And Hiba, we know that there are millions facing this food insecurity in Sudan due to the conflict. But just describe for us how bad it is.
Well, what the report means on the ground is that there are millions and millions of people in the capital, Khartoum, and elsewhere in other places such as Darfur and the Kordofan in the southern part of the country, unable to access food. The aid organization Doctors Without Borders say in North Darfur alone, 13 children die every single day as a result of hunger or hunger-related diseases. And that's just in a single state, or rather in a single city in the state of North Darfur, out of an entire western region in Sudan. So the situation is quite dire. Now, where there is food available, there comes the issue of the ability to purchase it. Because of the conflict, many people have lost their means to income. So many people are unable to afford food on a daily basis. And that is one of the reasons why there is such a high number of people facing food insecurity in the capital, Khartoum, and elsewhere. Many people say that they do not have even access to even a single meal a day, and they rely on community kitchens or on aid organizations. But because of ongoing conflict and restriction to aid agencies' ability to access places, many people cannot get food for themselves and for their families.
So, Hiba, what hope is there for those that really need this food aid, that they'll actually get it?
Well, both warring parties, the Sudanese army and the paramilitary rapid support forces, say that they want to allow humanitarian assistance to those in need, especially in their areas of control. Now, on the ground, that is not happening, despite the fact that both signed what's known as the Declaration of Principles last May in the Saudi city of Jeddah that would allow for humanitarian assistance to reach those in need. For Darfur region, for example, very little aid was able to come in during the month of March for the first time in months. And that's not enough for the entirety of the region where millions are in need of humanitarian assistance. In the capital, Khartoum, many people have gone for months and months without humanitarian assistance. And they say that where they are located, it's very hard to get food. So despite the fact that both warring sides say that they want to allow humanitarian assistance, because of the ongoing fighting and ongoing violence and inability for humanitarian aid agencies to be able to come in, it doesn't look like they and many people would be able to get any kind of relief anytime soon.
Hiba, thanks for that. Hiba Morgan in Khartoum. From Sudan, we go to Nigeria, to Lagos. In fact, Ahmed Idris is standing by there. And there you have a big issue of rising food prices. What's driving them up?
Well, basically several factors, Nick. First of all, remember Nigeria has been going through an insurgency for the last 15 years, the Boko Haram insurgency, in the northeast of the country. And then over the past 8 to 10 years, we've seen the rise of banditry as well as kidnappings in the northwest of the country and central parts of Nigeria. Those two conflicts have forced off millions of farmers off their farmlands. And of course, sadly, these are the areas where most of the grains and cereals are being produced in Nigeria. Apart from that, the recent devaluation of the local currency, the naira, it has lost a lot of value, which means that it's cheaper to buy Nigerian foodstuff and and products from this country. So neighboring countries have been raiding Nigerian markets to buy foodstuff and cross over the border with them. And that created shortages. And for many families who cannot afford 3 meals a day, this is a worrying thing. Remember, because of the Boko Haram insurgency, as well as the violence in the northwest of the country and north central parts of Nigeria, millions of people, in fact, 5 to 10 million people are estimated to be relying on food aid. The United Nations over the past few years has reduced the amount of food aid it's giving to these people. So it's a worrying situation in all cases in Nigeria.
Indeed. So how are people coping with these challenges? And is the government helping?
It's difficult. Go to any family, they tell you that they're cutting down costs. By that they mean they have to make tough decisions to reduce the amount of food they take in a day. We met a family just a short while ago that says they used to feed 4 times a day, now they hardly feed twice a day, which is very difficult for a middle-income family here in Nigeria. And we're not talking about the rest of the population or the larger part of the Nigerian population. More than 60% rely on less than $2 a day. So those people, you can only imagine what they're going through at the moment. Well, what we've seen over the past few months or so, the government bursting its own grain reserves to try to help the most vulnerable among the citizens. But unfortunately, that is not near enough to help those people. So it's a difficult situation right across Nigeria. People are making difficult choices, and the situation is only getting bad because we haven't reached the lean periods yet, when the people planted the little they have in store, waiting for the rains, and then the crop is not yet mature enough for them to harvest. Nick?
Yeah, deep problems. Ahmed Idris in Lagos in Nigeria, thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.